That's right, baby. Yeah. That's right. That's right. Ladies and gentlemen, come on in here. Come on in here. It's another podcast with your favorite cousin's favorite cousin, Bill. Wherever you're watching, it's your favorite late night morning show. It's Thursday night. This is Nerds at Night. This is the Drunk Banthas Streams channel, so it must be the Bantha Punch Show. Let's go. Let's go. Come on now. Applaud yourself. Applaud yourself. Come on now. Get hype. That's what I'm talking about. God damn it. How y'all doing, man? This if you see me blurry, it'll clear up soon. How you doing, man? How y'all doing? It's good to see y'all. It's good to hear from y'all. Been a while. It's been about a week, right? Didn't we do something last week? Oh, yeah, we did something last week. Last week we did X-Men. This week we doing your favorite horror, your favorite horror clown's favorite horror clown. We're talking about the new series on HBO. It's called It. Welcome to Derry. And I want to say welcome to the Bantha Punch Show. Come on up in here. Get your ass up in here. God damn it. You know what fucking time it is. If you don't know what time it is, this is a show where we talk about drugs and alcohol. No, I'm joking. Today, this is a show where we talk about movies, television, and culturally relevant things. When I say culturally relevant, it has to be kind of culturally relevant to where we are right here, right now. In this time period. That's a joke. You know what I'm saying? It's just kind of...
Mr. President, thanks.
That kind of situation. You know what I'm saying? This is all on the low. Shout out to everybody in the chat. If you are in here watching right now, you can jump into the chat. Don't forget, please don't forget to comment, like, subscribe. If you're watching this after we've gone live, you're still cool. You're just a little late, but it's okay. We're here for you, goddammit. I'm gonna turn down the music. All right. How y'all doing though, man? How y'all doing? All three of y'all. All three of y'all watching right now. What's happening over there on Twitter? Got to get your act together, everybody. Make sure y'all are out here retweeting, posting, retweeting. I just retweeted right now. Y'all go do the same thing. What was I about to say? Oh, yeah. You know, I'm going to save what I'm about to say for later. What I want to do now, though, is I want to give y'all a little bit. We got to pay the bills, basically. But I want to give y'all who have never been here, I want to give you a little taste of what we about over here. We do have this show. It's called Does It Hold Up? And I just want to talk to you about it right now. It is one of our sponsors. So
after these messages, we'll be right back.
Have you ever watched a movie from your childhood and thought it doesn't quite hold up like you remember? Well, then you would enjoy our bi-weekly series, Does It Hold Up?, where we revisit classic genre films with a special guest to help us determine if it is as good or as bad as we remember. It's a whole lot of fun, so you should check it out.
Please check out the Drunk Bantha channel. They clearly are ready for being seen at a higher level.
Back to the show.
I love that. Do y'all like that? Is it bothersome? Does it even matter? Should you even care? I'm just curious. Put it in the comments. Let me know. There we go. Stuff is starting to show up now. You know what? I'm gonna check something out while we're here. Oh, look, I can control how big the chat is. Well, ain't that something? Is it better like this? Better like this? Better like this? I like this better, I think. Skinnier. No, we're going back to regular. And we're making it smaller. Who gives a fuck what y'all talking about? Anyway, come on in here, everybody. Come on in here. That's right. You're here with your favorite cousin again. Now, we're going to talk about the show that we're going to talk about. I didn't forget it. No, we're going to talk about it. Welcome to Derry, for sure. But we're also going to try to squeeze in a little bit of theory time type shit, we're going to try to not theory time. Sorry, heavy spoilers. I don't mean to take your shit. No, not theory time, but we're going to go into a little. That's what we're going to do. Because we're going to talk about whether or not your boy Garth Brooks is a motherfucking serial killer. Is Garth Brooks a serial killer? God damn it. Thanks a lot. I appreciate you. It's been one of them days. It's been one of them days, Fifth Bantha. It's been one of them days. Oh, I know why it's one of them days. You want to know something really crazy? I'm about to do something right now that is going to, honestly, it is way more important than continuing doing this damn podcast right now. But yeah, we're going to talk about Garth Brooks, man. Apparently Garth Brooks, there is I'm late on this, probably, to be honest with you. I'm probably actually late on this, but apparently there is there's a video out there talking about how Garth Brooks is a serial killer. Oh, now I don't know if this is true. I would never say this is true. I'm just saying, having some trouble with my internet here. I'm just saying that this is what I've heard, this is what I've seen, and I don't know what y'all think. Yeah, Lil Frothy. What's up, Lil Frothy? Yeah, I didn't tell you about this earlier because I was like, I don't know if I really want to talk about that. Is that something that's really relevant? Like, is that something that's even, like, it's very speculative, obviously. But I got so much there's so much that I really need to, like, there's so much there that I want to share it with y'all, and I want to, see what y'all's opinion is on the matter. It's also Halloween, right? So let's talk about this Halloween shit, Let's talk about Pennywise. Let's talk about Stephen King's weird fucking ass, right? He's weird as fuck. But we can talk about him because he's weird doesn't exclude him from, being talked about, right? Because we don't talk about his stupid ass. Anyway, sorry. The whole time I've been trying to change this goddamn thumbnail because anybody who's in here right now, God bless you, because the thumbnail definitely says the wrong fucking shit on it. So I appreciate you jumping in here in spite of the obvious stupidity that took place here. But damn. Am I skipping to y'all? Is this skipping? Am I having trouble? Just let me know in the chat. Anyway, you know what? I'm gonna talk about this damn show and then I'll talk to y'all about Garth Brooks. Also, I just saw this video about I just saw this interview. The fifth Banthas sent me this interview with Kamala Harris, and she is talking about she's talking about the election results. And for those who may not be aware, she has basically she's been on book tour and she's basically just not talked about, or not talked about, but has not faced the fact that, you know, they were wrong about hiding Biden's mental issues. Not mental issues, just age issues is what I'm going to say. Everybody gets old. It's not a mental issue. You know, I got mental issues. You know, that nigga just old. That nigga just 80. And, you know, 80. If you 80, you 80. That's it. Nobody, you can't change 80. You know what I'm saying? That's not what you're going to do. You're not going to change 80. I'll tell you that right now. Sorry, having some issues still. But yeah, she's talking a lot of shit in this interview. I think she said shit in this interview. You know what I'm saying? Like, fucking interview is crazy, dog. Y'all need to watch it. I need to watch it. We probably going to spend a lot more time, incidentally, on that than I actually intended to, because I'm very, 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 very interested in watching that. So I might change the thumbnail to that in a second, just because of how. Okay, I don't understand what's going on with my internet. Like, are we good? Nobody ever said nothing in the chat. Or I can't even see chat. What am I talking about? It's not skipping. Lil Frothy says it's not skipping. So let me look. I just started reading these comments. Lil Frothy says I don't buy it, and she's talking about Garth Brooks. I'm pretty sure. She also said it's not skipping. And I really appreciate that. 9 Nerd Yards, what up, 9? He said, I love you, Kamala. You goddamn right. Like, I didn't think she was gonna have the Watusi to do all that, but she did. So I appreciate her. What the fuck is up? Talking motherfucking turd. Talking turd. Back in the crib. What is up? Hadn't seen you in a while. Talking turd. What up? Banthas, long time no see, he says. Yeah, man. Good to see you, man. Give you a whole ass. And you know what? 9, I'm giving you one too, goddamn it. I'm giving you one time, one, two. You know what I'm saying? I'm giving you one, two. But what the fuck was I saying? I was saying something. Oh. Damn, what was I talking about? I forgot what I was talking about. Oh yeah. I just was shocked. You know, Kamala literally said that she disagreed with a lot of shit that Biden did. And that's one of the things she hasn't been able to say. Just say it out loud, you know. She just really hasn't been able to say it. So it's weird. She's kind of switched up on this book tour, how she has been talking. So I'm interested to see what I'm just interested. I hadn't watched the whole thing. I watched a few minutes of it. Can't wait to be watching that with you guys to get your opinion. Share this with everybody. Share this with your friends. Please like, subscribe. Please. Please, please, please. Yeah, Talking Turd says, good to see you, Fifth Bantha and Lil Frothy. Time sure flies. Fifth Bantha says she has a lot to say about Trump too. All right, well, we're gonna check it out. We're gonna check it out. I'm having issues popping this thing. You know what I'm talking about? Having trouble popping this thing. You know what I'm talking about? I'll be popping that thing. No, in all seriousness, I'm trying to do some shit here. Pennywise, though. That's what you guys hit the button for, right? That's what the fuck you here for. So let's get it in. First of all, I will be drinking, but you can drink with us, but it's not necessary. Come on in here and make sure you drink responsibly, because I am. I ain't going nowhere. So make sure you're drinking responsibly as well. Now, full disclosure, I am not a Pennywise fan. I am not I'm not a person who hates on it in any way, shape, or form. Now, Stephen King is allegedly a PDF file, and just the ending of this book, a very long, convoluted story. Now, to be fair to everybody involved, this is a very long, convoluted story that most people probably don't even pick up on the weird shit. And I feel like a lot of you who say you've watched, I feel like a lot of you have watched, but excuse me. I feel like a lot of you who say you read the book, I think that you didn't finish it, because I hear a lot of y'all always tell me, oh, the book is good, the book is this, the book is that. But then y'all, I had one person that actually read the book all the way through to the beginning. From the beginning to the end. And she told me how it ended. And I was like, what? That wasn't in the TV series, cuz. For y'all who don't know, I'm going to be looking back and forth. I'm looking at these monitors. I'm looking at the chat. And I'm looking everywhere, because I'm the only person here producing. And I'm clearing my throat because I had to smoke before I got on, because I can't smoke in the house. This is a new place. But since everybody is back in, or a few people are in watching right now, I do want to interrupt myself and say, yes, the Boss Nigger poster is back. Boss Nigger poster is back. Thank you, Lil Frothy. Thank you, Lil Frothy. That's all I got to say about that, I guess. But yeah, we back in here. Okay, guys, guess what? I am officially done playing around with this goddamn shit. So I am back in here, and I can stop being a fucking terrible host. I, again, will not go into all of the details. Y'all read the book. But Stephen King is weird. He's a weird, creepo, nasty person. But we do have we have to have something to talk about, goddamn it. I don't have anything else to talk about. We're talking about this show. Okay? So it was a good show so far. I liked this episode. I have seen the TV series from the 80s, but I have never seen the new the new It movies. I guess, to be honest, that's the only real movie. The actual feature films, they're the ones that came out in the 2020s. But or wait a minute, did did the new one come out? In when I don't know. Anyway, the two actual movies, I never seen them. Feel like I have a lot of catching up to do. I need a lot of educating. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not against some spoilers. You know what I'm saying? But um I am against like trying to judge anything. I'm just trying to take it in, trying to understand what the fuck is going on, and then I'll judge it. Right? I have to have all the information because I don't want to read this goddamn book, man. I don't want to read this book. So I want your help. I need your help. Okay, guys. I am going to talk about this motherfucking show, but I'm gonna need y'all's help. Okay. So I gotta get these comments off the screen. This has been a welcome back talking turd a thon on this thing. Fifth Banthas said the ending of It is super fucked up. The parallels to other stories can be pretty fucked up too. Yeah. And Fifth Bantha says, I'm glad to see the poster back. Thank you, Cuzzo. It's back, baby. We're gonna have mad problems just like we had before. But who cares? If for y'all who don't know nothing about this, man, look it up. It's a movie. It's a movie. He's so bad. Hey, they call him boss. A boss nigga. Ugh. Make sure you go get you some of this merch, by the way. So yeah, man. I need y'all's help. But this whole show is going. What's this say? Oh, what's up, Chris? Film Age. His comment says, just wanted to say what's up, but I have to dip. It was a sick episode. Yeah, I read the book. I read the book. Yeah, I read the book as a kid, and I was like an adult. Wrote. Hey, you be making. I can hear your voice in your comments. That should be funny. He said, and I was like, an adult wrote this, but I didn't know the cocktail of drugs and alcohol he was on. Oh, okay, we got to talk about that because I was like, this nigga, I was doing my little bit of research that I could do, and I was like, this nigga was on drugs, okay? Mad drugs, okay? It was that this nigga was on drugs, y'all. Had to be. So I'm glad that you put this in the comments because I was pretty sure. The Fifth Panther says, I've not seen any of the new stuff until Deary. Well, all right, well, yeah. So we're in the same spot, a lot of us. If you guys know more, please share with us. So yeah, man, this show started out really crazy. I mean, as Jeff said to me earlier this week before I watched it, how is it that this year we have so many nominees for craziest birth scene in a movie or television series 2 years in a row? How is that crazy that how is it that possible that like we have two crazy ass? No, we've already had like 3 or 4 crazy birth scenes in movies or television shows. So it's going to be another category for the Drunkies. What is the Drunkies? Is our favorite show in the world. It's a award show we came up with. Y'all check it out. Put it in the comments. Y'all know what's up. I I'm not trying to ruin the movie, the show for y'all, right? This show started out though with a little kid. You know what I'm saying? And the thing about like a little kid who you see this, causing a ruckus, he runs out of a movie theater because he stole a movie. You know what I'm saying? Little kid shit, 12, 13-year-old, 14-year-old shit. But he is clearly like on the run or running away or orphan or some shit. That's how that's all you can really gather from it. But he gets into the car with these strangers because he hitches a ride. I guess in the 50s, that's just kind of what people did for real though. Like a lot of people, the way they traveled was just hitching a ride. And actually, when I was growing up, my dad was still in that mindset. Like, even though it was a lot more dangerous to do so back when my dad was doing it, like when I was a little kid. But I'm trying to tell you, my dad used to pick up people hitchhiking, and we'd be in the back seat or we'd be in the front seat, and he'd be like, in the back seat so they can get in the front. And you know what I'm saying? So that was real culture. It's a real culture. So they pick up little boy, and turns out that these people are basically under the control of Pennywise, I guess. I don't know nothing about it. I don't know nothing about none of this shit, but I know a little bit about a little bit, right? Talking Turd said Stephen King still is a very eccentric individual. There has to be darkness to the mind to be able to create such disturbing horror stories. Exactly. And, yes, maybe some of that darkness is induced by straight up, maybe it's induced by straight up psychosis from the drugs, that darkness that is in you or in him specifically comes up to the surface because the lights went out upstairs, so now the darkness can come out. Or how about or the darkness, I was born of the darkness. Is that good? Was that good? No. All right, anyway. Anyway. So yeah, when the kid gets into the car, which I don't advise, don't do that. He realizes that the parents and okay, sorry, I didn't even tell you all that he gets in the car with this family that I'm terrible at this today. I've been really bad at this today. Put something in the comments, make me feel better. When he gets into the car with this apple pie American family, 2 kids, 2 parents, and the mama is pregnant. We on our way. The little boy says not too much to the people, but all he says is I don't take me to Derry. Just that's the only thing you need not do is take me to Derry. But they lie to him and they start taking him straight to Derry. And that's why I said earlier, look, I don't know if that family was Pennywise or if it was something else, but I'm going with a theory. I'm going with a theory that the people are controlled under the spirit that is, or the entity that is it, Pennywise or whatever. I don't know. Othelia says, why the fuck anybody want to go to Derry? I know that's right. Shout out to Othelia. Welcome back. God damn it. I don't understand why. I So yeah, like we he's driving down the road. I mean, they're driving down the road. The dad is driving, like I said, the mom is pregnant, and the little girl in the back seat has a can of liver. I don't know what the fuck she's carrying around in a can of liver. She's just putting her hands all in the blood. She's doing real weird white shit, weird white people shit. Because let me tell you something. The reason I say weird white people shit, I usually don't be on that type of time, but like the reason I say weird white people shit is because there is no doubt in my mind that if a black child saw somebody doing some weird shit like that, they are going to try to get the fuck up out of there immediately. It's going to be pulling at the door, trying to bust the window open, whatever it is. I guarantee you a brown person, a brown child is not sitting there chilling while a little girl dipping her hands all in blood, putting it in your face. That's weird. I was like, no, hell no. So Lil Frothy says that tracks. Pennywise is a shapeshifter. And let me say this, here you go. As they're driving down the road, the mom shit gets really weird, and the mom starts asking the little anyway, shit gets really weird, and the mom starts giving birth because the little boy did eventually get so freaked out that he couldn't get out of, they wouldn't let him out of the car. So he tried to turn the wheel off, pull them niggas off the road and hit the mama in the stomach, and she got ready to have a baby. So she starts having a baby, and like, shout out to the special effects team. Shout out to the visual effects team because those guys, they did such a good job. They had a practical birth scene. You guys have to go watch this episode just for that. I don't know what y'all's financial situation is, but if you don't have HBO, just do the free trial for 15 minutes or however long this episode is and just watch that scene and cancel it. Just cancel it right after that. You don't need to watch the whole thing. You don't need to watch the whole episode, but please go check out that scene because, or bootleg it. You know what I'm saying? Bootleg it. I mean, well, I ain't gonna tell you to bootleg it. So yeah, all I'm saying is it was a crazy birth scene. Like you could see all the things coming up out of all the things. Now, you see what I'm saying? All the things was coming up out of all the things. And they do a great job of shooting it. And it's a lot of practical effects mixed with some special effects, visual effects, I should say. And I mean, outstanding work. I know I'm nerding out on it. But yeah, this lady gives birth to a little demon baby bat, a little demon fused human baby. No, a demon infused bat, disabled, blind, no eyeballs, baby. Man, that's a lot of work I just went through. Because I'm telling you, this baby was infused this baby was infused with a demon. So he had a shoulder with a baby head on it, and then he had a baby head, and he had no eyeballs, and he had a bat wing and no arm. He had an arm, but with no arm. It was weird. Let's read here. Because it's only white people doing that weird shit. Yeah, that's right. There's only white people doing that weird shit. Othelia says Alien Romulus and it going ban for ban on the most disturbing births on screen. That Alien Romulus and it going for ban on the most disturbing birth scene. Be here for the goddamn drunkies. Be here for the drunkies, goddamn. Because there is another one too. I can't remember. It's another one. It's Alien Romulus, but Alien Romulus came out last year. But like, there's like 3 this year that have happened, and I'm here for it. TT said Cannonball Holocaust has the worst birth scene ever. Cannibal Holocaust. What the fuck? Yes, the name of that tells you there will be a birth scene in this that is fucking disgusting. It is terrible. That's funny though. I mean, that title is funny. Is that title for anyway? The little baby bat kills our little dude, and his name was Matthew. Matthew dies. Apparently, he's in the book as well. Well, Frothy, that's why you should be helping me do this episode, because or these episodes. You should be helping me because you know about the whole story. You know what I'm talking about? You got the whole book in your head, But she don't really fuck with this shit. She's trying to protest it, actually. You know what I'm saying? I'm surprised she's watching us right now, to be honest with you, because she wasn't fucking with me. Talking Turd says, dude, it's the worst film I have ever seen. The birth scene turns into a post-birth abortion. So after old buddy gets killed, you see these next kids. It's very similar to the TV movie and the actual movie. We got to get the loser club together, bring the losers together. And we find out, though, that these first 2 kids that we're introduced to, basically nobody fucked with this kid, Matthew. Like, they all kind of just pretended to like him. I thought that was kind of fucked. I mean, I thought it was really kind of fucked. They were kind of like Mean Girl in it.
So if you're from Africa, why are you white?
Like just stupid, weird kid shit. They kind of set it up where they never show you any of that shit, but you feel it. You feel what I'm saying? You feel that shit. Like, god damn. These niggas was assholes to this little boy. So I thought that they set that up really well. It was pretty fucking like, I hate child actors. I'm going to tell y'all something right now. I hate children who act in movies and television. I hate them. But we have some bright spots that come out, every once in a while, right? Dakota Fannings of the world and whatnot, the Macaulay Culkins. Macaulay Culkin was a good actor now, Othelia said, old man Bill said, get off my lawn. No, I'm not saying get off my lawn. I'm saying fuck these kids, man. The only thing worse than working with a kid on a set of a movie or a television show, the only thing worse than that is working with an animal, man. Working with a fucking dog or a horse. Like, man, it's going to take forever, man. Now, I'm not saying it really what it is for me. I was going that was a little jokey joke, right? But really what it is for me is a lot of kids, most kids, they're just not good performers, right? And it's nothing against them. They're fucking children. I'm not hating on them. They're children. They're gonna be how they be. So I'm not hating for real. I just got hyped because I got the poster back. So I'm hyped. You know what I'm saying? I'm a chill. This show, like I said, with the kids, you get this dynamic that's built around not only the 2 boys who were best friends. I can't remember their names. I just remember the boy who got killed. His name Matthew. But the 2 boys who were friends and were allegedly friendly with Matthew, well, they're I think his name Matthew. Shit, I don't know. His name Matthew to me today. I know that's terrible, right? I'm terrible at this today. I don't know why. Otheo says, shout outs to all the animal wranglers in the business. That's what I'm talking about, man. Shout out to them. All the black ones, too. Shout out to Nope. So, after we kind of get introduced to all the kids, start getting a little backstory on them, on the important ones, you know. And they start going on their little Nancy Drew investigation. What happened to Matthew? What happened to Matthew? It's been some time this past. You just get to see kids shit, kids being kids. You know what I'm saying? Oh, what do you mean? But what? What do I mean by that? Oh, I mean they assholes. Yeah, man. Kids ain't shit. You know, I learned that when I was growing up. It's just that motherfucking kids ain't shit. That's why 90% of, well, not 90%. That's why about 44% of people in the world be straight up assholes. Because people ain't shit. Kids ain't shit. Can I say kids ain't shit again? Kids ain't shit. Anyway. What else did I want to say about this show? I don't know, man. Look, all of this Pennywise shit. Oh, the other part that I want to talk about was the black man. So we got a black man who's in here who looks like he's probably playing the grandfather of the black kid who was in the first movie. You know, he is an Air Force pilot who is now being commissioned to test and eventually pilot in combat the new B-52 bomber, which for those who don't know, go Google it. The thing is, did I tell y'all this is based in the 50s? I don't know, Google it. The thing is, the pilot is there to test this shit, but this is the 50s, man. So they got a black dude who's over a bunch of white dudes. Things ain't gonna be, you know, hunky dory. And the first thing that happens is he gets disrespected by one of the white dudes. You know what I'm saying? So you got that element that's a part of this that's actually being played as a part, as opposed to being like just treating like just as some kind of passing thing. You know what I mean? Like they're actually speaking to it, which is, you know, commendable, I guess. It's commendable. The simulation at the simulation presents, y'all go check it out on Twitter and on YouTube. He says he looks like Theo from the Cosby Show. Yeah, the boy, he talking about Malcolm Jamal Warner. He kind of looks like Malcolm Jamal Warner when he has that mustache, when he got that mustache. In the ride there was a black dude who, forgive me, I'm gonna call it Air Force black dude. I'm gonna call him pilot black dude, and you know, I'm gonna call him pilot nigga. Okay, no, I'm not gonna do that. I'm trying to stay. I'm trying to get monetized eventually. I'm trying to get these numbers up. Let's go. Come on, everybody. Come on in here. Make sure you comment, like and subscribe. Hit the like button. Have you hit the like button? Do you suffer from anxiety, diarrhea, constipation, blood in your urine, and just overall impotency in the bedroom? Hit that like button right now. And I guarantee if you subscribe, you will cure all of those things that ail you. Trust me. So anyway, Ophelia says, bro, that poster is not getting you monetization. Look, let's put somebody on it. Let's go. It's not the kind of attitude we need. We need people sharing. Share it. Get it out there. You know, YouTube said they don't care anymore. We need the negative. We need the negativity. Where's the negativity? No, I'm joking. Let's all be positive. Let's all be positive. Okay. This ain't well, I ain't gonna say that again. Shout out to anyway. The ending of this episode was pretty fucking dope. Okay. This ending was pretty fucking dope. Not gonna lie, I am pretty goddamn happy about the rest of this episode. I mean, the rest of this series. Can't wait for episode 2. I mean, I can. I'm kind of glad it comes out on Sunday night because it gives me a lot of time to start doing some educating of myself. I didn't know I would need that much education. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know it was going to be kind of like a Marvel movie where I got to watch it like 25 things before I get to this because I'm way behind and shit. I didn't know if it was going to be like that or not. I mean, I didn't know it was going to be like that. So I never really fucked with all that shit this week. But next week, I'm coming with that fire because it's interesting to me, you know, now with all the lore I know about space turtles and shit, you know. When I know all that shit, it's kind of strange. I mean, you know, not strange, but it's interesting. It is strange. I said it's not strange, but it is strange. Nigga's name shouldn't be Stephen King. Nigga's name should be Stephen Strange because the shit is strange. But from what I've seen in the trailers, we got a lot of stuff coming that's going to be dope. Make sure y'all go check it out because we're going to be talking about it here for a while now. Make sure if you're watching right now, hit the like and subscribe. And we also got merch, and there should be a link in the description right now. Hit it. Touch it. Kiss it. And if you're on Nerds at Night, we've got pins, T-pins. We've got stickers and whatnot. And I think we got drinking glasses. I think we got glasses, like things you can drink out of. So y'all go check that out. Drinking glasses. Y'all know what a drinking glass is? It's one of them drinking that you drink out of. Yeah, that's us. What else was I gonna talk about? Oh, I said I was gonna talk about Garth Brooks, but there's not really much to say other than what I've already said. But we do have to pay the bills around here. I apologize to anyone who's already seen this, but you know, we gotta do it.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Have you ever watched a movie from your childhood and thought it doesn't quite hold up like you remember? Well, then you would enjoy our bi-weekly series, Does It Hold Up?, where we revisit classic genre films with a special guest to help us determine if it is as good or as bad as we remember. It's a whole lot of fun, so you should check it out.
Please check out the Drunk Banthas channel. They clearly are ready for being seen at a higher level.
Back to the show.
Yeah. So apparently there's this guy who did some research and apparently allegedly he was able to find evidence that Garth Brooks, wherever Garth Brooks has been on tour throughout the 90s, there was a missing persons report filed for people who were in or around his vicinity. I'm guessing. I'm looking for the video that I had. So they basically Like if you type into YouTube Garth Brooks serial murderers and their victims, it just all kinds of shit pops up. But there is a very specific interview I was looking for in which he talks about how he would like to kill people. I'm trying to find that because I'd rather kill. That's what he says. Well, what is the damn? Where is the damn thing at? Where is the damn video? Wait, here. You know what? I'm gonna let this dude tell y'all because I'm like looking for the. I'm dead ass looking for the video, the interview, and it's distracting the shit out of me. So yeah, I'm gonna pull up a old dude right here. This is the Bantha Bunch show, you guys. You're watching us right now. Bantha Bunch show. Y'all love it. You love it. Talking Turd says the Garth Brooks story has the makings of being the new Epstein Island. I'm here for it, dude. And it's not a new story, so I don't know. Here, I'll let this.
You know that there's this conspiracy that Garth Brooks, like the country.
Is this loud enough? Is this loud? It ain't. It don't matter if it's loud or
You know
not.
that there's this conspiracy that Garth Brooks, like the country singer, could actually be a serial killer. Conversation around this theory had really started back on Reddit, where they were looking at his old tour stops dating all the way back to the 1990s, where then people pointed out that there was a shockingly high number of corresponding disappearances.
It always be Reddit. It always be Reddit that be finding some shit. Y'all niggas who be on Reddit are wild.
Where then people pointed out that there was a shockingly high number of corresponding disappearances that went unsolved that matched up with the timeline of where he has been touring since the 90s. It was enough to kick some dirt up on this, and there were a number of allegations that were coming forward, and this is not validity of those allegations, but there is some sinister footage of him if you look at the old interviews. He's always had a bit of an off personality. He's talked about having dark alter egos in the past. So I really want you to watch this footage and just see the sort of flippant remarks that he makes about the idea of joking about killing someone.
I'd love to be bad. No, you don't want to be a bad guy, no. I mean, you look like a good guy, you know? Okay, I guess. I'd rather kill somebody. Oh,
you know that there's this conspiracy that...
Now, I am not saying that... I'm not saying that Garth Brooks is a serial killer in any way, shape, or form. I'm merely just stating a fact that, we've seen this evidence that's out here. Speculative. It may be, but we've seen it. And it's a little, I ain't gonna lie, man, that's a little disturbing. I would not want that to be about, like, if it was me, I would lock myself up in a room somewhere and never come out. Even if it's not true. I would never come out of my house. Y'all got me fucked up. Talking about I'm a serial killer. Because there's no way to prove you're a serial killer if you're not a serial killer, right? Because nobody knows you're a serial killer and you're trying to find evidence. So there's no there. If they start investigating you, there's no way to prove you're innocent. If there's no way to prove that you're guilty, because they just don't have evidence, doesn't mean that you're guilty or not guilty, right? I don't know. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all understand what I'm saying. The absence of evidence isn't the evidence of absence. The absence of evidence isn't the evidence. I don't know. I'm trying to quote other people. It didn't work out. Let's share this tab instead. Now, what we're going to talk about now, I mean, look, y'all let me know. Do y'all think Garth Brooks is a serial killer based off of a little bit of... what I should say is, what I wanted to say is, apparently him and Tom Segura have a big... he's a comedian, Tom Segura. I don't really listen to his shit, but I know he's a comedian. He used to be a big Christian. Now he's not. And he has a dope podcast, apparently. But he has a feud with Garth Brooks. And a lot of this has been amplified. This story has been amplified because of their feud. Although he's not the one who came up with this story about Garth Brooks, Tom Segura is amplifying it. So just want to point that out before we move on to the former vice president of the United States, Kamala Harris. Now, I haven't watched all this, so I'm not going, and also it's not ours, so I'm not going to play all of this, obviously. But I do have this neat little layout that we have here, and we are going to try it out to see if YouTube is going to fuck with me or not, you know? Fuck with me, YouTube. Now, like I said earlier, she gets very candid in this interview. Later. Back. But I haven't watched the whole thing again, so we'll see how candid she really gets. Trying to pull it up, guys. I'm trying to get it to play. Excuse me. Damn, what's going on? Get this shit out of here. All right. Sorry about that. Now, let's see this intro.
Be honest, there were times where Joe Biden greatly disappointed me and frankly, angered me. Like on the day of my debate with Trump, the stakes were so high and the president calls and he said to me, it just was so unnecessary.
Now,
and you took something from that?
That his motivation was all about himself.
Do you think he wanted you to win the election? Madam Vice President, there's nothing you said I couldn't ask you.
Because I have a lot to say. And so,
Okay, so do you wish you hadn't ran?
No, but I do regret that we did not have more time.
And then the debate that came before with Biden and Trump.
So just right there, immediately, you're seeing that this lady is talking way different than she was previously. Now, I don't know, like it or not, I don't know. I'm not speaking to that. I'm speaking to her demeanor. Like everybody was saying that, she's been coming out soft with this shit and needs to just say, fuck Biden. Like, he ain't here to help you do nothing. Like, you should have said, like, now also criticism that I will give her is that, yeah, this is what you should have been saying then when you were running. So maybe you should have been saying that literally a year ago, because if she'd had said it right now, a year ago, she would be president of the United States. I feel like that's just me. I feel like she'd be president of the United States if she'd have just had the ability to say the things that she's saying right now in this interview. Let's keep it going a little bit, though. Let's see. Let's get out of this intro. And because now I've seen the intro, and I guess that's a little, what do you call it? I'm being a little bit selfish. Sorry. It's doing weird shit. Okay, here we go. How do I get to that? There we go.
Because there was a referring to that incite those feelings you have.
So there is almost all of it that I did predict.
Now, I know you only had 107 days
I don't know what she just said.
to
It don't matter.
potentially intervene in the course of history. But when you see these things playing out that you're referring to, that incite those feelings you have of frustration, a little bit of anxiety, etc., do you feel a sense of like responsibility in a weird way? Because there was a percentage chance of sort of intervening in these things. This is a complex question to ask, but it's...
I do think about how different it could have been.
Mhm.
I do think about it in the context of the number of people who are being impacted in such a horrible way. I think of it in terms of the number of people who are existing and living in utter fear right now, afraid of being attacked or afraid of being targeted with hate, much less misinformation. I do, and I know that the race that I ran for president of the United States, the outcome of that election is what has happened. And it would have been different. It would have been very different. I try not to allow myself to think too much this way, I will tell you that, because I, for better and worse, really do like to be centered
Now, at least she was being honest right there.
on the present.
I feel like she was being honest right there. Like, hey, be honest with you. Look, I think about this. I try not to think about this. And what I mean by being honest about it is like, look, that means I do think about this. I think about this a lot. And God damn it, I'm taking it goddamn serious. And I'm mad. I'm mad as hell. And I'm not gonna take it anymore. I think that's let's see here. What's this look like? That's too much Kamala, right? I mean, that's too much me. Need more Kamala. There we go. There we go. Let's change that up. There we go. Anyway, let's keep this shit going.
So let's go. I want to understand the set of circumstances that created someone like you, because you're an anomaly. There's a lot of firsts that appear in your career. But if we start at the beginning, what is the context that shapes someone to become such an anomaly in their professional career?
My parents and the community that raised me. My mother arrived from India in the United States at the
Little Frothy says she seems high. Little Frothy. Come on now. You gonna do your girl like that? That's how you gonna do her. She seems high. Come on now. Don't do me like that. Don't do me like that. Lil Frothies also said Garth Brooks can't be evil. He's married to Faith Hill. No, y'all, you gotta get out of here with that. With the world, talking turd, with the world of showbiz, it wouldn't surprise me, but it seems like an urban legend, like the myth of the Mark Arman of soft cell had dog semen in his stomach. Mark Almond had soft cell. He had, wait a minute. The dude from soft cell had dog semen in his stomach. Okay. That's gross. If it's true. Allegedly. Back to Kamala. I feel like I do want to speak to this. I don't think that she's high. I think that it's her way of trying to, like, I know people who worked for Kamala and worked with Kamala. And they say that she's kind of an asshole. Like, she's very smart. They say she's a very, like, nice person, like a good person. But when you work for her, she's kind of an asshole. Like, when I say kind of, I mean she's an asshole. And she's kind of stubborn. When I say kind of, I mean she's stubborn as a motherfucker. But all that being said, I think it's her way of calming down. I think it's her way of resetting. Like, yo, like I understand what you're saying, Little Frothy, but like I said, I think it's her a self defense mechanism
to become such an anomaly.
Oh, I forgot to change this up for y'all. Let me do that. Do that. What y'all think? It's too much. I'm getting canceled for sure if I use that one. So anyway, back to the shit. Back to the
anomaly in their professional career.
My parents and the community that raised me. My mother arrived from India.
My parents and the community that raised me. I'm telling you, there's stuff in here that she should have just talked about on the campaign.
Of making sure that all people.
We're going to look at these. We're doing the cheat sheet here. We're going to find out what she talked about in here. They talked about, so what they talked about in this interview is like obviously how she was feeling and will it get worse before it gets better? Talking about the state of the union, the United States of America. They spoke to her husband. I did see a little bit of that where they were talking about how the first thing he knew about her or realized about her is how determined she was to protect people. And you know, her mom was a big civil rights advocate and she fought with not fought, but she worked with the Black Panthers and whatnot. Like she wasn't just bullshitting about that kind of shit when she was on the campaign, even though there's a lot of things she was bullshitting about, but that's not one of them. Okay. Let's let her keep talking though. Like I said, they talked about her law career. The worst thing you faced in your career, maintaining stress and responsibility. This is kind of some stupid shit, but it looks like those things go by pretty quickly. Like 11, she spent like a minute on that conversation. When did you decide to run for president? Does imposter syndrome ever go away? It's experiencing prejudice. How do you earn respect as a leader? Let's see what she says about experiencing prejudice, because I think that is a crutch. Yes, people don't fuck with women and don't want to see a woman president, but I think to say that's the reason you lost the election might be a step too far, because she did have 75 million fucking people vote for her. So it's not like she just and the popular vote thing, everybody talks about, well, if you go look at it when the voting was all in, she only lost by like a couple of million votes. So let's just a few million votes. I don't know the exact number, but I'm going to say a few. Joking. I said, hey, let's watch it. Hey, let's watch it together. And it was you know, that's how it goes sometimes. What are you going to do? You got to watch a commercial. That's how you got to do it. I'm not paying for that shit. Not paying for it. You can pay for it. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. While we stopped, TT said yes, that was floating around as a rumor in the 80s. Her father is Jamaican. Yeah. Now we can finally get back to it, guys. We'll get back to it.
Anything like that?
I mean, there are times in my.
Let's see what
people were discounting you purely based on appearance or gender or race or anything like that?
I mean, there are times in my career when I walked in the room.
See that, Frothy? Little Frothy, did you see that little moment? I think it's her defense mechanism as far as trying to keep herself from getting angry, or not getting angry, but saying some shit that people don't really take well in public. But in my opinion, if she would just be that person in public, people be more likely to gravitate towards you because it feels genuine. And when it's people like Marjorie Taylor Greene, and do you know why they like her? Because that bitch be putting foot to ass. So, and it's genuine. You don't think she's just out here acting crazy because she here for the money. No, you feel like she's out here acting crazy because she crazy as a motherfucker. Well, sometimes you got to lean into that. And I don't think she does. I think she tries to go for this. Let me just not. Like, anytime she does that, just think, like, replace that little, whatever she says. Just replace it with this nigga here. That's what it is.
Based on appearance or gender or race or anything like that?
I mean, there are times in my career when I walked in the room and someone said, something along, if they didn't know me, if they didn't know what they were walking into, they were waiting for my boss.
And how did you deal with?
See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? She was like, if they didn't know me. Because if they knew me, they wouldn't be walking up on me like that. That is what she was trying to say just then. If they knew. See how she was behind her hands? Her face was behind her hands. She's putting up her defenses. But when she moves in, when she says, she said, if they didn't know me, she pops her head around them hands as to show that, no, I am about that shit. Like, she comes out of that defense.
They were waiting for my boss. Someone said, I mean, there are times in my career when I walked in the room and someone said, something along, if they didn't know me.
Boom. Came across
what they were walking into.
You know what I'm saying?
They were waiting for
Going
my
back,
boss.
She's gonna go back.
And how did you deal with that? How do you stop that suppressing you? Because it's very easy to feel that and go, and to shrink.
You may often be the only one who walks into a boardroom, a courtroom, a meeting room, who looks like yourself or has had your life experiences. But when you walk in that room, chin up, shoulders back, knowing there are so many people who are not in that room, who are so proud of you walking in that room and expect that you will use the voice that you carry. And there are tools that one has to employ when you otherwise are aware that you might be presenting the unfamiliar.
You might be presenting the unfamiliar. She did a lot to say, when you a nigga, and you know you a nigga, so you can't be making these white folks mad. I mean, in my opinion, that's what she just said. You can't be making these white folks mad. Is this what this sign is doing? Is this what this poster is doing? Is making white folks mad? I'm gonna be honest with you. The more I keep it up, the more people keep coming in. So it's fucking weird. But do I want that? Put it in the comments. I'm looking at the chat rate, and shout out to y'all for jumping in here. I really appreciate y'all. Y'all really keeping me going. No bullshit. Y'all keeping me going out here. Let's see here. They also go on to talk about her experience. Okay, no, excuse me. They go on to talk about why she dropped out of the election. talk about the VP interview process. How long they talk about that for 3 minutes? Let's jump ahead. Because I am curious about that, because it's going to kind of lead into what I'm going in to talk about in a few minutes. Fifth Bantha, holler if you hear me. Are you here?
Well, having been in the position of both being the interviewer and the interviewee, it really, as much as anything, comes down to chemistry.
Oh, okay.
Because by the time that that interview is happening, it's usually narrowed down to about 3 people. So all the vetting has been done. I mean, the vetting, I had such a truncated experience when I was running for president of just a couple of weeks, but I think Joe Biden took like 9 weeks to make a decision. And so there's vetting. When I was being vetted for vice president, I had a, 9-hour interview with a lawyer going through everything, my taxes, my professional record, everything that was, everything. I mean, talk about a colonoscopy.
Okay. Oh, I know y'all couldn't see what she was saying. Y'all couldn't see her just then. But let me y'all can hear her, right? Y'all can hear her just then, right? Let me just play back that part that I was like, hold on.
Much as anything comes down to chemistry.
Oh, okay.
Because by the time that that interview is happening, it's usually narrowed down.
One is asked.
One of them walked out with me handing them tomatoes as they left.
I'm so intrigued to know. I've done many interviews in my life. I've been in a couple of interviews myself.
Well, having been in the position of both, as much as anything comes down to chemistry.
Oh, I'm sorry. I've there
because
already.
by the time that that interview is happening, it's usually narrowed down to about 3 people. So all the vetting has been done. I mean, the vetting, I had such a truncated experience when I was running for president of just a couple of weeks, but I think Joe Biden took like 9 weeks to make a decision. And so there's vetting. When I was being vetted for vice president, I had a, 9-hour interview with a lawyer going through everything that was, everything. I mean, talk about a colonoscopy.
I just wanted to stay on this face right here because honestly, I think that man, I keep leaving the comments up like crazy long. I think that this right here is a great explanation, like a great. I believe everything she is saying because of this face. This face tells me that was a painful ordeal that they went through. They probably knew every nigga she fucked back in the day. They knew every nigga she cheated on. They knew every bitch she experimented with in college. They knew the time she cheated on her term paper in high school. Like I'm dead ass serious. They know all kind of shit like that. They know if you're cheating on your wife, they know you're cheating on your wife. Like there's certain people who have been candidates to be vice president that couldn't be vice president because they was doing some wild shit. The reason Mike Pence became president or vice president is because he will not leave. I mean, he will not be in the room with a woman that's not his wife or without his wife around. So you don't got nothing to worry about with that guy. He's boring as fuck. But right here, yeah, I just believe what she's saying right here.
Just virtually, that's kind of what it was. And so when all of that has been done and it's kind of green light through that, then it's about sitting down and just deciding, because it is going to be a partnership, right?
Read through
Let's
all
go
the research
to-
of the thing. Read through.
So we're moving on. You know, they go on to talk about staff suppressed by her accomplishments. frustration over the lack of recognition. She has they go on to talk about her relationship with Biden and how Biden was talked into the debate he should not have done. How was he talked into doing the debate?
I stay up and watch all the debates. I always have since I was a kid. I watched
Same.
that debate, but the debate that came before with Biden and Trump, it was so apparently clear that this was not okay.
Yeah.
And it felt like the whole of the Democratic side of politics was pretending everything was okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of my observation from the UK. I was like, why are they all pretending everything's fine? But this was clearly an individual that was very much struggling with articulation, with ideas.
Yeah.
And in the face of someone like Trump, who, to his credit, is able to pounce on that, to be very quick.
And he interestingly enough, because of course I watched that debate very closely for many, many reasons, including I had 4 interviews right after his debate.
Okay.
To speak on behalf of the president during the debate. And what was interesting in that debate was also to watch how it's a very rare circumstance that you see Donald Trump actually moderate. It was fascinating.
You must have known. You sat there. Well, you were in LA at the time, right?
This is the important part.
I was in LA at the...
This is the important part. Okay? Because she's speaking to the matter of the facts. And the matter of the fact is they knew. They in the White House, they knew that this nigga was not in the right mind to perform his duties. Not his duties as president, but his duties when it comes to running for an election. Those are 2 different things. Being able to run the office of the White House and also being able to do a debate. You know, that's for 70-year-olds at most. But 80? At 80, you need some help. And, you know, being the president, that's basically what happens anyway. You got a lot of motherfuckers who are under you who do all the work. And you just say yes, no, you know, yay or nay on shit. And you sign a lot of shit. You give them ideas and they try to make it happen. That's kind of what being the president is. And it's kind of how it goes, right? So you have a lot of power, and I think that a lot of that power from the president that she was under, I think it crushed her, and I don't think that Biden even really wanted her to win, to be honest with you. Just being honest. Comments are slowed up. That means I must be giving some good information. Y'all make sure y'all keep commenting. What do y'all think about what she said so far? Let me know. Come on now. Let's go.
It was fascinating.
You must have known. You sat there. Well, you were in LA at the time, right?
I was in LA at the Fairmont Hotel.
Watching.
And
what was going on?
Taking vigorous notes.
Shout out to the Fairmont Hotel.
I had ordered, you know, like they had a little crudité plate, and I was like, no, this is a pizza night. I ordered pizza for everyone. I had a number of people with me, but I had
politicians. She literally just added that part about eating pizza, having a pizza night instead of eating this fancy shit because she's just trying to seem relatable. It's always some goddamn politicians. Why even mention what you were eating in the first place? Like, just move over it. Even if you were eating fancy shit, and even if that really happened, if it's a genuine story, who cares? Don't add that. Just tell this motherfucking story. Oh, crazy for me to be speaking that way, isn't it?
I ordered pizza for everyone. I had a number of people with me, but I had a tight group of people with me in the room. He called me from debate camp.
Mm-hmm.
The president did, Biden did. And I could tell something was a little off. And I was concerned about, I don't think he wanted to debate, is my point. He didn't want that debate. And, you know, it's like any competition you go in, whether it's you're bidding for something, if it's sports, you got to want it, right? If you don't want to be in the competition, it will absolutely have an impact on your performance. And I'm pretty sure he did not want to debate.
How do you know? What were the signs?
Well, we had conversations about it. I think he got talked into it. And in any event, so I'm watching the debate with my tight team. I wanted it to be a small team so I could just be candid as it's happening, because I know I have 4 interviews right after. And, you know, in every debate, I don't care who you are, there will be a statistic wrong, or, you know, you name this country, but it was that country. That always happens. There's no such thing as a perfect debate. So there will be something to clean up.
Yeah.
And I expected that. And then
Now, another little caveat that she's adding that I don't think that was necessary. Like, this nigga was absent-minded. Who gives a fuck? Like, I mean, not who gives a fuck, but I mean, like, don't make an excuse right here after saying he didn't want to do it. Okay, he didn't want to do it. Let that be. Let that be. But then, as you knew he would be, you knew he would be that. He would be bad. Like, you can't say that people make mistakes and it's crazy, but then you also knew he was gonna make mistakes. So I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm being a little too pushy, judgy. Maybe I should let the woman finish talking. I mean, honestly, I stopped it so YouTube doesn't hit me with any monetization.
You know, we saw what we all saw.
It was a car crash. It was a historic car crash. I actually can't think of I'm a little bit of a historian of these debates because I think they're fascinating sort of experiments and demonstrations of human psychology and how these zingers emerge and the binders full of women thing and, you know, the Obama's whole thing about the Romney and Obama in that debate where they talked about the military was no longer horses and bayonets. I just think it's so interesting because it's funny how a sentence or a phrase can sway the general public in such a profound way. It's a lot how
on our
that in my
and
view,
the delivery, right? So it's the words combined with the delivery
and all that unbelievable stuff, and also at home I was thinking, oh, she's trying to trigger him and it's working.
All right, I don't want to talk about the debate too tough because I don't really want to talk about her debate. So yeah, they go on to talk about her debate. They go on to talk about the ads. Should we talk about the ads? It's 1 minute.
Let me show you something that makes me furious.
Are y'all tired of these fucking stupid ass? Like, how do they start putting scams, like these scam commercials up? Like, I don't know when that started. So I don't know. I just hate that shit. Anyway, I'm being stupid.
Set to the team Flight X is to find ways to save our company more time.
That's his ad. Let me get out of here. So anyway, I thought that said ads, and it was about the interview because the ads that they had for her were crazy, and that trans ad was crazy, chopped up, edited to make it sound like she said something that she didn't. Really crazy. They go on to talk. Excuse me. They go on to talk about what would make you run for president again. Also, why is it difficult to run for president? They also go on to talk about Kamala was in a state of shock. I'm assuming that's when she. Actually, I don't know what that is. Anyway, the Democrats must do to win what Democrats must do to win back the people. Let's see what she says here since it's only 2 minutes.
Party system where it's kind of like this person versus this person, left versus right.
Right.
Let's see what
races is sort of two.
British people talking about American politics. That's a little, man. Not that it's like you can't know what you're talking about or whatever, but it's like, nigga, man, get out of here, dog. Like your questions be just like from the point of view that don't fucking matter, man. You, it's like if all the questions I would have to ask a shark at an aquarium, you know what I'm saying? Like he wouldn't. They like questions that don't really matter to him. You know what I mean? Like, and some of these questions he's asking, they don't really matter. Like as an American, like I don't give a fuck about some of these questions, but won't let him finish.
Or, you know, because the US operates as this sort of two-party system,
Right.
where it's kind of like this person versus this person, left versus right.
Right.
The left lost. They played it wrong. From the Democrats' perspective, they're paying the price of losing the game of chess. And so I think about the Democratic Party, and you know, they can point at the consequences of losing that game, but I feel like the Democratic Party needs to get their shit together so that they don't lose the game again.
I agree.
And that's the personal responsibility point, which is like, how do you stop yourself from finding yourself in a situation where at the last minute, Joe Biden is pulled out with 100 days to go and no one mentioned it? I mean, you say in the book that you at the time thought of it as grace. You talk about this on page 46. You say you thought it was grace to not basically mention that there was a problem, and grace not to tell Joe Biden to pull out earlier. But actually, in hindsight, you now think it was probably reckless not to tell him to pull out.
On my part, yeah.
So what is think it was probably grace not to tell Joe Biden to pull out earlier, but actually in hindsight, you now think it was probably reckless not to tell him to pull out.
On my part, yeah.
So what is that to you? What does the Democratic Party need?
I just want to get to that again. Like, I think that is very important.
I think I'd probably be turning to my
went way too far.
Shouting a little bit at certain things that pissed you off and being a bit more unfiltered. And I think, funnily, polish is actually
way too far.
Detrimental.
Sorry, y'all.
That's what I love about podcasting. It's not polish. Like I sit here.
I usually don't really do it.
I mean, I talk about in the
party system where it's kind of like this person versus
but
this
I'm
person.
really sorry that time.
In the book that you at the time thought of it as grace. You talk about this on page 46. You say you thought it was grace to not basically mention that there was a problem, and grace not to tell Joe Biden to pull out earlier. But actually, in hindsight, you now think it was probably reckless not to tell him to pull out.
On my part, yeah.
So what is that to you? What does the Democratic Party need to do to?
First of all,
I am telling you right now, that's the single most important thing that she said in public office in the last 20 years. That's the most important thing that she said in the last 20 years. Okay. And you know why? It's because it's exactly what we need to hear as a country. You need to hear that you make mistakes and you're sorry. That's what Americans need to hear. No one here of any real sensibility, like anybody of real cognitive thought, hates each other. There are a lot of people in this country who hate each other, but the majority of us do not hate each other. And let's just say it's 60-40. 40% is a lot of motherfucking people to not like you. And I think that that's probably about how it is. But we pretty much all fuck with each other. And sometimes you got to take a step back and just say when you're wrong. And everybody will pretty much forgive you. It's just that simple. I'm not hitting the more you know button right now. I'm gonna keep it going because I'm gonna let her finish. Actually,
well, you know, if I had done it over again, part of the reflection. You know, we had the infrastructure deal. We had the CHIPS Act. So we're building back up America's infrastructure. It's 150 years old. CHIPS is about manufacturing chips, U.S. manufacturing, both incredibly important. If I had to do it over again, I would have first gone with our family policy. That was about extension of the child tax credit, affordable childcare, paid family leave. We needed to deal with the immediate issues affecting the American people. In fact, that's why I ran for the 107 days on those issues, including having Medicare cover, for example, for people in the sandwich generation who are taking care of young children and older parents, Medicare cover home health care, right? Why I offered for small businesses that they would get a $50,000 tax credit because nobody can, for startup small businesses, because nobody can start up a small business on a $5,000 tax credit, right? So
do you think the left is somewhat seen as the enemy of entrepreneurship?
I think I think there is that perception. I
There
don't
is
know
that
if
perception.
that is.
Now, I don't know where this perception comes from. You know, actually, I don't know where it comes from, but I do have an idea. It's like this mythos amongst Republicans that comes out of their little think tanks. They spread it around. Back in the day, it used to be facts, and then it started at emails. Y'all remember chain letters? So they used to have fax chains. Then they would have, and so you would get random ones. Like people would get random ones if you donated or something like that. Like you get them text messages now. Like it used to be that way. And in those though, they would put these crazy things that didn't happen inside of them, which is why people hate the Clintons. Like there are a lot of things about the Clintons that are messed up, but 90% of the shit that they come up with is like that you see on the internet and back in the day on fax machines. It's crazy. But yeah, back in the day when you see those shit, that shit was mostly fake, and they made all that. Like that's where the Obama being Muslim stuff comes from, and all that stuff. Like that it spreads through these email chains, and now they don't need the email chains anymore. They just say something on TikTok and pay for it to be boosted throughout the algorithm, and then boom, they've convinced a bunch of people that the good is the bad and the bad is the good. And because like there are no enemies in all of this, like there are no enemies in this grand science project. And that's what this is. It's a social science project, guys. The grand experiment. That's what they used to call it. And I know some of y'all don't know that because they don't fucking teach shit no more. But I know a lot of you who are watching right now, and the majority of you who are watching right now should know that because that's our audience out here.
Is the case in reality, but I think we have some work to do.
Yeah,
I talk about in the book, for example, I think it was a mistake to not invite Elon Musk when we had, and I'm no fan of his, but I admire his work as an innovator. And as you know, what he has done in terms of American manufacturing of electric vehicles.
Yeah, he's not Saddam Hussein. He's just well, look, he threw up the Nazi symbol, right? He threw up the Heil Hitler, white power, or whatever. I honestly don't think that he's a Nazi. I think that he's retarded, and I think he's racist.
We should have had him at the White House when we had all the other American electric vehicle manufacturers, right?
And if you didn't work with those types of people, then you wouldn't have anything done in Washington, D.C. because it's full of nothing but racists and retards.
Right.
I think this is part of the problem. When I read that, I was really happy to read that because you can disagree with someone in part, but still have the nuance to be able to acknowledge this part's good. But if you just shut them out because of one thing, then you really drive division.
I mean,
what do y'all think? Should you be, because I kind of agree with that. So it's no point in me really speaking on that. But what do y'all think? Books, Girls, and Purrs. I know you're not watching right now, and I started a little late, but let me know how you feel. Othelius, let me know how you feel. Is like Fifth Bantha. Let me know how you feel. I feel like all those people that I just named are asleep. But should we like be able to listen to these people? Should we talk to these people? Should we work with these people? Or should we say fuck them and be like, no, I don't fuck with y'all and just keep it pushing? Let me know in the chat. Here we go.
Gets back to my earlier point
Oh,
about
wait, no. So yeah, they go on and on and on and on. There has been this mythological story being told that the left is against entrepreneurship. Let's let her talk about that.
I talk about in the book, for example, I think it was a mistake to not invite Elon Musk when we had, and I'm no fan of his, but I admire his work as an innovator.
Not going to be able to listen to this at regular speed, guys, because this is a lot of her talking. But I do think it's important that, why do I hit the wrong shit? I do think it's important that we listen to it for just a little bit because, I mean, I just think it's just important to talk to listen to.
And as you know, what he has done in terms of American manufacturing of electric vehicles, we should have had him at the White House when we had all the other American electric vehicle manufacturers, right?
I think this is part of the problem. When I read that, I was really happy to read that because you can disagree with someone in part, but still have the nuance to be able to acknowledge this part's good. But if you just shut them out because of one thing, then you really drive division.
I mean, this gets back to my earlier point about what's the motivation for the decisions that a leader makes. And the motivation has to be what is for the greater good. And have the ability to put aside, those things that may fall in the context of being more personal.
A very political answer there. Nothing really there that I really wanted. But like, in my opinion, I do not feel like the left is against entrepreneurship. I feel like the left is against oligarchy. What we refuse to admit in this country is that we live in a world of monopolies. We live in a world of monopolies, and it has been allowed to happen at such a rate that no one even knows what a monopoly truly is. We used to stop them, but Congress does not do anything. Ever. And I just want to point that out so that everybody's very aware that, like, because I know a lot of people be missing some of this shit. So I just wanted to point that out.
And have the ability to put aside, those things that may fall in the context of being more personal. Mm-hmm. But I think we have to do a better job of also focusing on being a bit more bold. For example, I think we should reduce voting age to 16.
Whoa. Reduce the voting age to 16. And then look at her face when she says it. She is about that. Not only about that life, she is definitely like, look, I just hit you with something right there. You wasn't even thinking about that shit right there, would it? I just hit your ass with some shit right there, didn't it? I just hit your ass with some shit right there, didn't it?
For example, I think we should reduce voting age to 16. I'll tell you why. So, Gen Z, they're aged about 13 through 27. They've only known the climate crisis. They missed substantial parts of their education because of the pandemic. If they're in high school or college, especially in college, it is very likely that whatever they've chosen as their major for study may not result in an affordable wage.
That's a fact.
They've coined the term climate anxiety.
That I didn't know.
To describe fear of not only being able to buy a home, but that fear will be wiped out by extreme weather, but fear of having children.
Wow. Okay, so that is what they're calling that? Fear of the climate itself, like the climate that is changing. Fear of the climate of the economy, being able to have a job, a good job that it pays you enough to buy a good house, a nice home. You know, there's homes that you can buy that are not great. They are not nice, but they are great to start you off to get you where you're going to go if that is a possibility. Hasn't really proven to be one in the last 30 years, but well, I'd say 25 years been pretty hard out here for people. And so if you're 25 years old, all you know is 9/11. Like, I'm just thinking as a 25-year-old, like, you just know like 9/11 and a first black president. And like, that is not a great representation of this country. You know, I think that Obama lost the election. I don't ever talk about this. It doesn't matter. I think Obama lost the election because people, Obama lost the election. No, excuse me. I think Obama lost his luster. I think he lost his pimp juice when he got out of office and towards the end of his terms. I feel like people didn't fuck with him as much because they got hype off of the hope. They got hype off of the love. They got so energetic. We were so energetic. I was energetic. I was fucking out there protesting and making sure people knew we need to vote for a black president. In Alabama, people were voting for Barack Obama, right? And I just feel like all of that love and all of that hope went down the drain for a lot of people because the changes that they wanted didn't happen. And I think that is unfortunate truth of what politics are. And the people who got into politics at that time without previously being into politics before, much like our guy here unlike our guy here who was into politics and as a young child, as myself was. So I do believe him when he says that. I just know that the way that this shit has worked out, kind of forgot what I was talking about, but doesn't really matter. I'm just speaking randomly. I've gone on too long. You guys know what time it is. I probably should run for office somewhere, but you know, there's a lot, man. There's a lot that goes into it, and you can kind of hear it in her here. You can hear a lot of defeatism. You can hear a lot of, you know, kind of like, a defeatist kind of vibe, but you also hear accountability. And that's what has been missing. And I think it's because she came out of the gate trying to say things as a defense mechanism, like defending herself instead of taking accountability. And I didn't know that there was accountability in her book because the way they presented and sold her to sell her book was the negative and the, hey, it wasn't me, the Shaggy of it all, and if it wasn't me, who was it? Somebody has to take responsibility, and you're the only one out here. Biden has cancer, you know what I'm saying? We wish him all the best. And yeah, I mean, like, you want, y'all probably out there like that nigga, oh, who give a fuck? You want to wish people the best because you don't want to die in pain and, you know what I'm saying? All that kind of shit. Like, my dad died in pain like that. You don't want to die like that, bro. You know what I mean? And so we don't want nobody to deal with all that kind of shit. I just feel like if we stop arguing and we start working together, start thinking together, start thinking about some shit instead of talking about some shit, we can make some shit happen. Look right here. We got a lot of people who hanging out right now. No, you know what I'm saying? None of these people have the same thoughts. None of these people have the same conditions, climate, but we all want the same thing. We all love each other. So make sure you're right here in these comments, man. If you're in these comments right here, you're a real one. I cannot say you're a hater. Not at all. Make sure you like and subscribe right MFing now. God damn it. I'll tell you right now. You better like and subscribe. Shout out to Othelius. Shout out to Fifth Bantha. Shout out to Lil Frothy. And shout out to, I think that's it. Oh, shout out to Film Age, man. Shout out to Film Age. Big Chris in the crib. Holla at your boy Bill. You ain't know I could rhyme crib with Bill, did you? Yeah, man. If you are watching right now, you're watching on Nerds at Night on X/Twitter. You're watching on the Drunk Bantha stream on YouTube, and you're watching on Nerds at Highlights on YouTube. It's Thursday, baby. Or it was. And we're right here every Thursday, 8:15 p.m. Pacific time. I apologize for being late today, but things happen that way sometimes. Again, I apologize, but we will not be like that next week. We're talking next week about it. Welcome to Derry. It will be more focused on Welcome to Derry. Oh, wait. This week, we are having a wonderful guest come through. Next week, I said this week. Next Thursday, we're going to have a wonderful guest come through. We're going to have David Vonner come through. Please. Wait a minute. Can't post comments to some destinations. What? So, okay. Anyway, so please make sure y'all come through. Look up David Vonner. He's a toy maker. He is a toy designer who has worked with Marvel. He has worked with Mattel. He has done the Marvel He's responsible for the Marvel Legends. He designed and created all the Marvel Legends toy series. He worked for Toy Biz. Man, I'm trying to tell y'all, get with the program and be here on Thursday. Be here on Thursday. Be here on Thursday. 8:15 p.m. Pacific. That's right. Be here. 8:15 p.m. Pacific. The Bantha bunch. The Bantha bunch. Motherfucker. That's right. I'm talking about. Anyway, I hit the wrong button, and that's why that all happened. So anyway, you do it how you do it, because we do it when we do it. I never even got to use this drop today.
Use of well, let's see how we say that. Acetaminophen. Is that okay?
No, it wasn't okay. It wasn't okay. You dumb motherfucker. Yo, check it out right here, man. It is your boy, your favorite cousins, part devil, part legend, all man, is boss nigga right here. This is your boss nigga right here. I'm here to let you know that it's been a fucking great show. I've been having fun all night, but I gotta get it right. So I'm going to get up out of here. Stay fresh. Stay queer. Stay weird. Stay lovely. Peace.